just looking at the map, I saw this road, and it's cool how it's almost like a giant, well, it is a giant roundabout around the ye old City Hall here.
Turn right onto US 385 South, US 412 West, signs for Cheatham NM West, Dalhart, TX West.
We're in Boise City, Oklahoma.
Continue on US 385 South for 3 miles.
Little country farm town road guy. Got some cool. I saw a big old tractor thing behind those, but it was from the other angle, so I couldn't get it on camera, unfortunately. Some big equipment. I'd love to work on a farm for a summer. I think it'd be so cool. Now I don't know if I could do it knowing the other experiences I could have. Especially with the money. I don't expect it to be crazy money and being a farmhand, but I just think it'd be cool. I've always loved maintenance, mechanics, tractors, just all about it. It just seems so neat. There's some cool stuff out here. Truck. Yeah, I would love to do that. I need to. I don't know how I go about that. It's not like you're gonna find them on Glassdoor or one of those hiring websites. I guess you got to go to just go out there and say, hey, y'all looking for, y'all need some help. I mean, but that actually, now that I think about it, that would be a good just like cash paid job. Not for real, IRS. I'm just joking about that, by the way. I pay all my taxes. But, work on the weekends, just help them when you can, when they need it. And if you, you get to know them more, I feel like, because it's a family for the most part when you're in farm towns, I imagine. And so, they get to trust you. They just give you some stuff to do and you go do it. And it's no clocking in. I feel like you get the work done, so I feel like that'd be really cool. You could work on the trucks, the farm equipment. You learn a whole lot. Oh my goodness. I feel like it'd be really tight knit. Yeah, I need to, even if it's just on the weekend school job, I think that'd be really neat. I need to look into that while I'm young and able and free and have the ability to do such a thing. I've always had the desire to be something like a teacher with summers, not to vacation, but to actually work more. I think it'd be so cool for those summers. I never knew seasonal work was a thing until recently. But to do seasonal work, and even in some jobs that aren't seasonal, I'd like to try. But I understand.
In half a mile, turn left on US 385 South.
I understand if it's harder to get those jobs if they're not seasonal, obviously, because then I would be acting as a seasonal worker. But anyways, do stuff like that just to experience in a career way, but experience in a personal way, as in I'm meeting people, I'm learning stuff. I just love the hands-on learning experience. Every job I've ever had, I've at least liked. There's only been one job I did not like, and that's because I felt like they didn't put in, now that I think about it, I think it's because the learning experience was bad. They didn't put in enough. They didn't help us enough with the learning experience. They basically said, you're not going to get this, so it's going to take, we're going to have to tell you this 100 times, and you still won't know how to do it. So just hold on. And it's like, there's no manual. When I started, to keep me busy, they would have me read procedures on how companies wanted such and such thing done. But you don't know any of the terminology because you've never had your hands on or seen anybody use the machines. And so you're just completely lost. It should be the other way around. They teach you hands-on with machines and then go to that. But I wish they had manuals or something with the machines. It was a lot of trying to figure it out yourself, but you really have no idea. And it was very temperamental, because if you do something wrong by the law and by the principles of the not the corporation, but the whole plethora of the industry. If you were to do stuff wrong, it'd just be a big no-no and a bunch of illegalities and stuff. And that company just didn't care. They were just like, and I didn't really like that. I like concrete. I don't mind figuring it out for myself, for sure. I love that. But when the law and the industry says, if this is not 100% positive, it's screwed up and you're going to be fined or whatever, I want to know the real way to do it. I want to know the right answer, you know, the procedure they want, and how to use the machine to that standard, and it just didn't exist. So anyways, that's the only job I dislike. And I do believe, now that I think about it, other than the people there, I think it was the learning, the lack of learning in that case. But yeah, if I could do a different job every summer, oh my God, how I would love that. So far I've done that. I've skipped 1 year, but in high school I did a plant nursery, skipped a year, factory, kind of a factory, and then Yellowstone. So pretty cool stuff. Just love it. I want to do another outside job, because Yellowstone wasn't outside. It was freaking housekeeping, which it was not great. But the experience around it made it worth it. So anyways, I want to look for an outside job. So farmhand would be a great one, I believe. But I've been discussing starting a grass cutting business. So if I were to do that, actually be the lead or whatever, I feel like more flexible to be able to do another side gig if I desire to. So keep that in mind, and maybe do both. Maybe just cut grass. I don't know. I'm excited about the grass cutting, because I've got everything necessary to do it. I've got to go out there and knock on some doors and get the business. So I'll work on that. Make some business cards, shirts, stickers for the truck. You know, I'll go all out. I think it'll be fun. Find some help, which might be troublesome, but I mean, even if I do it by myself, that's just, in some ways it's more profit, in some ways it's not, but I'm sure along the way I can find help if I really want it. So it doesn't have, I don't want it to be anything huge and crazy. I just need help as in doing the same yard as me. Like I don't have to have a crew or anything, not right now. That's not what I'm looking for necessarily. I never wanted to. Well, I kind of have debated it. Excuse me. Comes through. I've debated it before, just doing grass cutting, because it'd be self-employment, but I've changed mindsets so many times over the course of the past, I don't know, 3-4 years, that I the fact that it's actually stuck with me in a way is kind of cool. So I guess I could see myself leading a lawn care business. Could I do that the rest of my life? I don't know. I mean, you could. I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I always felt that if I were ever to be a corporate leader, not necessarily corporate, but like a business leader, I would struggle because it would hurt me to see that these people are working so much harder, but they're not making as much. So I guess with a lawn care business, it would be small enough to where I could be tight. That sounds. I would be close to my workers, right? And so I could give them advice if they wanted it, on how to do how I was doing. Give them chances to, I don't know how you can grow in a lawn care business necessarily. It's not, I mean, you could be, if it got big enough, you could have like a HR, I guess, but just help those people out. If they desire to move up, great. If they don't, that's cool too. I'll pay them fair. That's always been a thing I've struggled with. See, especially when I work with these folks who you can make do with any income. I think you can be happy with any income. It's just the fact that one of the factories I worked in, people were struggling and they were all complaining about money. But guess what? If you gave them a $5 raise, they'd complain. And they were actually, the factory started out at 16 by the time I left. So that was killing it for me, especially in high school. But that's good starting wages for what you had to do there, between getting overtime and just compared to other places. Some factories were making more, but location and everything, it was pretty good money. And so what can you do? You can't pay everybody $25 an hour, because frankly not everybody's worth that. Not everybody, you're cutting grass, so there's no necessary, you don't really need an education. I could pick up a kid in high school and do it. Actually, that would be I think that'd be a great thing. I could do kind of like a seasonal thing for the kids. Try to help them out if they want to cut grass on the weekends. Do the best I can to pick them up and let them come with us. Pay them fair. The thing is, with high school kids, if you pay them good, like hire them McDonald's, and they're worth it, of course, you will get word of mouth from other kids through that kid. Like when I was working at Maydex, I was telling everybody, you need to come up there, and I had, I guess only 3, maybe more, at least 3. I don't remember all of them. 3 kids from my school, same age, came and worked with us because the money was so good for a high schooler. Like I was making $3, $4, $5 more than most people an hour. People working good jobs, you think. Even Walmart, they were making $12. I thought I was killing it when they told me that. And then I went and made $15.50, and then $16 right before I left. And then also, or it might have just been 15 to 16. And there was other high school kids. There was no high school kids when I started. I think maybe 1 or 2. I think there's 2 or 3 from the same school. And word got around at their school. They had, by the time I quit, oh my gosh, that's sandy. What's that? Natural sand? Or is that like spongy sand and stuff? I don't know. That looks really sandy when it's I need to move that black tree. But they had probably 6 to 8 different kids from that school come while I was there. I was there like, wow, longer than I thought. 8 months. 8 months I was there. Holy crap. But anyways, word of mouth in high school, big deal. And sometimes you get good help. I'd say half of them were good help. The initial guys had realized they didn't have to do much, so they were kind of crappy. But if you have management close with like grass cutting, you'll be fine. It's kind of hard to hide out, and if you do, I just get rid of it. So nothing personal. game plan, a few ideas I have on lawn care. I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. I'm disappointed this was not recording, but let me show you this big old cross. Okay. There it is. I was gonna go down the back roads to see it. I'll get a better shot when we get closer, but the back roads didn't look like it went directly there, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna get pretty close on the highway, so whatever, man. That's a big old cross though. What if that was the Jesus cross? That's how big Jesus was. I mean, that's gotta be 80 foot, 100 foot. That's a big old cross. Heck yeah, baby. Mercury. I'm gonna look up Amarillo big old cross and see how big it is for y'all. Hello. I just want to say I'm in Oklahoma. I'm near Arkansas. I don't know how far I am from Arkansas. I think like maybe 100 miles or something. But I knew it while I was there. But the West has way prettier sunsets. It's like pink and stuff here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just open the window for you. I don't know if it's even out there. I think the sun's actually blocking it now, but you could kind of see the sun. Anyway, it's really orange here, and that pink in California and stuff, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna have to come back and see that again for sure. I've been listening to podcasts just to try to feel more productive while I'm driving and stuff, because I have script, but all their books aren't amazing. I don't like a lot of their readers, and some of them so long. I just gotta take a break. So I started podcasts, and I've never been a podcast person, but I was looking at first at Intelligent Podcast, and then it was bringing up Serial, the podcast by Serial, which is like a, I think it's one of the most popular podcasts out there about crimes and junk. So I watched that, or I listened to several things of that, and kind of got bored of that. And so I started looking up biggest podcasts, because I couldn't think of what genre I want. Like, I guess a money making one would be kind of neat to listen to, but how much can you talk about that with unique stuff? And I listened to the Stuff You Should Know and a TED Hour, all sorts of different ones. Oh, there's the sunset. Can you see it? Let me open the window again. Could have just shown you the thing, I guess. I'm like, gas this next exit. But anyhow, Joe Rogan was like the top listened to, and I was like, for some reason I've always had a gripe against Joe Rogan, although I've never tried one of his podcasts, like literally never. The only thing I've ever seen of him was that clip of him smoking weed with Elon Musk. I remember seeing that meme when I used to use Instagram, and for some reason I just had something against that fella, and it was like, no way I'm gonna watch him. I guess it was the fact I don't like to be like other people for the most part.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-40 East.
If a lot of people like something, then I'm automatically gonna try not to like it. So that was probably my mindset, and this is, I mean, I've had this grudge for years, and like I said, don't even know anything about it. Thought he was really ignorant and stuff, and I mean, he might be really ignorant. I've only listened to one podcast, and I just started, I'm like halfway through one of them that I started, and it's Theo Von. I just did Theo Von. I've never seen him for real. I've just had a lot of people tell me I look and sound like him in the past month, which I had never gotten before, but Yellowstone, like 3 different people told me that on individual occasions. So I had looked up Theo Von and watched like best of Theo Von, and I wasn't impressed when I saw that. But him and Joe Rogan, they're just talking, but they're funny. It's kind of raunchy. Some of it's like, quit talking about dicks, but what are y'all doing? What are you doing? Oh, they got a flat tire. I apologize for instigating. Hope you get it solved. But yeah, it's some parts are really funny. Like I said, it can be raunchy, and I can understand. That's probably where I didn't like it. I probably assumed that's how he would be. But I don't know. I wish I knew what my full truck people in there get. Okay, I got it. I wish I knew, but you know, it's hard to know. But anyhow, a few times I'm watching while I'm driving, obviously. A few times I'd like to have died laughing, you know. So I need to try out that Spotify thing where you can listen to stuff together. I want to try that with my friend. I think it'd be hilarious. But anyhow, just wanted to say that because gotta give Joe some credit because I've been discounting him all this time. So yeah, he's got like 2,000 things. I guess I'm gonna have to watch them. Just kidding. They're like 2.5 hours long.
They made it sound like soon, possibly today.
This building is really cool looking.
Rachel. Holy shit.
Whoa,
Okay.
language, darling.
I've talked to Rachel a bunch of times. And from what I've seen, she doesn't like to let untrue things slide. She really doesn't like it.
That is so cool.
But in her text with Peter, I can see her trying hard to be careful with him.
Okay, I'm
Trying to encourage him.
I went slow just for that film.
Tell him
You're
what she
welcome.
thinks is important
Really
in
cool
her big
buildings.
sister way. But not argue
That one's
with
good
him.
too. Kind
Just
of dilapidated.
holding her
Check out these sick brick roads. It's pretty cool.
right.
I'm in Amarillo, if you can't tell from my music. I'm gonna turn it down so I don't get copywritten. I've listened to it about 12 times. Where am I going? Okay, 40 miles. Woo! It's so windy out here. It's taking my hat off my head. America! Yeehaw! Howdy, baby! Woo, woo, woo! Man, I'm sure they're tired of hearing Amarillo by morning. Oh well.
Die without the fact.
I just recorded a whole freaking message and it was on time lapse, so I'm gonna make it short and sweet. There's no traffic there anymore to show you. And I should have had this on film the first time, but the button didn't like depress or something. And then once it did, I guess maybe if you double tap the record button, it might just go to time lapse, and that's what happened. I was too impatient for the video to come on. But anyway, there's a traffic jam on that side, and I had just gotten out of one, so I could kind of see it. And one of the truckers was out doing push-ups, and I thought that was cool. Because just the other day I was curious. I looked it up, if there's any healthy truckers, how do they stay healthy and fit? That's got to be one of the ways, you know. So I thought that's pretty neat and ingenuitous of him. That's a word. That is totally a word. I just thought that thing right there was cool. Big ol' silo type deal. I'm gonna quit recording so I don't get copyrighted.
She had
Sideways,
sepsis and
water
she
tower.
was young and had these babies and then she died.
This is
And the
a
whole
sad
family was crushed.
podcast.